Hello and welcome to my channel On the Hook Crochet, where we talk about wearable crochet style. And today let's find out what's been on the hook. Well, I have been traveling just a little bit, so I wanted to tell you that I had a wonderful white Christmas this year. I don't know if y'all did or not. There was a storm that came through the eastern part of the U.S. and maybe it snowed in other areas as well, but I know that in our area we had a great white Christmas, about 4 inches, so we were really excited about that. It was so much fun, and of course the grandsons had a great time with that as well. So I wanted to wish you a Merry Christmastide, which is the few days after Christmas, 12 days actually, and there have been songs written about that. Specifically the 12 days of Christmas, on the 12th day of Christmas, on the first day of Christmas. That's a really fun song to sing and to teach your children as well. That is the period between Christmas Day and Epiphany, which is January 6th. So maybe next week I'll be talking about that just a little bit to kind of give you an idea of what that is if you're not familiar with it. But Merry Christmastide. I hope you had a wonderful Christmas day and that you spent time in whatever way you could with your family. And I hope you had an enjoyable day and a peaceful day. A little bit about mine. It was white and had a great time. Lots of good food, and I received a gift from my daughter, which is very beautiful. It's a piece of jewelry, which I like jewelry. This is the Tree of Life, and she bought me this because she knows that I like the Tree of Life symbolism. So she bought this beautiful necklace for me, and I really appreciate it. It was a very thoughtful gift, and thank you very much, Kim. I appreciate that. And we had lots of good conversation with family, not necessarily in person, but just wanted to wish you a happy Christmastide and hope you had a great time with your family. Now moving on, I want to quickly, and I'm not going to waste your time with lots of reading and things like that, but I did get some Christmas cards from my subscribers, and I so much appreciate that. It was very sweet. I went to my post box and there were several Christmas cards there, and there was a package for me to pick up as well, which I'll talk about in 1 second, but I'm not going to belabor this, but I have written on the back who these are from and what state they're in, and I'm just going to quickly show these to you. This came from Cindy from Oklahoma. Cindy also sent me some stitch markers, and you'll see them on there, little Christmas stitch markers. So thank you, Cindy from Oklahoma. That was very sweet. From Annette, and she is from South Carolina, sent me this cute card. This card was Santa Claus. Thank you so much from Annette, South Carolina. This is from Nancy Gorst, and she has a YouTube channel called Nan's Next Knots, and I have promoted her in the past and told y'all about her, but I'll put a link to her YouTube channel down below. But thank you, Nancy, for that beautiful card. Michelle from Washington sent me this really pretty sparkly card. So Michelle from Washington, thank you for that. Thank you so much. I appreciate all these cards. From Miami, this is Selma from Miami. She sent me a nice card. That's really pretty Christmas tree there. So that's from Selma in Miami, Florida. Melissa, also from Florida, a different part of Florida, sent me this beautiful cardinal, which is my favorite bird in all the world, peace and love. This is the bird that I like the most. It's the cardinal. It's a beautiful red, and they are very skittish. They will not stay around if you walk near them. They're not like some other birds, but I really enjoyed having them at my bird feeders last year. Pamela from New York sent me this pretty card of a Christmas village. Thank you, Pamela from New York. Very beautiful. All these had a very sweet sentiment inside, but I'm not going to read those. Those are for me alone, but I do want to show you the front of the cards. Joyce from California, last but not least, sent me this card. Really, really funny. This is I guess a sheep with crochet hooks down here at the bottom and dressed in a kilt from Scotland. So I thought that was really funny. Thank you, Joyce. Joyce is from California. Thank you very much. Everybody, thank you for those wonderful cards. Now, I did get a package from Nellie in Texas. Nellie, thank you so very, very much. She sent me lots of things, and one of which was this beautiful card It says, "Oh Holy Night." Very beautiful, from Nellie in Texas. Nellie sent me lots of stuff in this box, and I'll just quickly show you what she sent. She sent me a nice letter. She sent me a book called Faith, Hope, and Love. Thank you, Nellie. I've already read part of that. She sent me a bag full of food, which I haven't dived into yet. My husband will probably be looking for this. I told him that there was some food in my office, so he may be in here to see what is in here for Mr. On the Hook. And thank you, Nellie, for that. And she also sent me some yarn. A couple of the Symphonia Plus. This is a yarn. I've not ever seen it before, and she mentioned that in her card that I may not have already seen this, but this is a white and black, looks like a DK weight, very pretty yarn, and it is, let me see what it's made from. It's made in Mexico. That's what she was telling me. It's made in Mexico. It's all cotton. So very, very nice. I might make a dishcloth or I don't know what I'm going to make out of that. I like that. I might make a little scarf out of that. I wanted to show you one here in just a minute that I wanted to mention as well, a scarf that I've made. She also sent a ball of shawl and a ball, and this is in the Feng Shui colorway, very pretty gray. That's one of my favorite combinations right there of shawl and the ball. Thank you, Nellie. And then 2 balls of landscapes, and this is in the colorway Desert Spring, and I think I have another ball of this downstairs actually in my craft room, so I might have to create something with that. Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Nellie. All those beautiful gifts that she sent, and food and everything else. So I'm all set. I don't need any more food, that's for sure. There's lots of food in there, and some of it is made in other countries, and I'll have to dive into that. I haven't had a chance to get into the bag, but I'm sure Mr. On the Hook will be glad to help me with that. This is one of my favorite paintings in the whole world. This is called Kissing the Face of God. It is painted by Morgan Weisling, and this is not the whole picture. There's more of it. You know, the painting is larger than this, but Nellie sent me that Christmas ornament, and that will go on the tree. Very beautiful. One of my favorite paintings for the Christmas season. Now, working across my desk, I want to show you some things that I've been up to. It's a little mischievous, of course, but as you know, a while back I ordered some City Tweed, and City Tweed is comes in 2 different weights. It's by Knit Picks. They're the I'm not sure if they're the only people that sell this, but that's where I get mine. This is the DK weight. Last year I worked with the 4-weight yarn, and I thought I would change it up and use some DK this year. And I've made a swatch from this Romance color, which is so gorgeous. This is red, and this is basically their red, but it's kind of a blue red, very kind of a light red, almost pinkish. And I made a swatch from it, and I thought that was really pretty. I'm tempted to make a top-down sweater with this. I may even get somebody's pattern and do it. I don't know, but I wanted you to see that. It's really beautiful crocheted, and it's probably gorgeous knitted too, but since I'm a crocheter mostly, I thought I would make a swatch of that and show it to you again. Here's what it looks like. It's the DK weight City Tweed, and I would probably block this. If I decided to make a sweater from it, I'm sure I would block it, and it would, you know, maybe spread the stitches out just a little bit. But I actually stitched the swatch with an H hook, and that is not too small, and it's actually, you can't really see through it, so I could probably wear that without a lot of undergarments. But I just grabbed that. I wanted to see how it looked when it was crocheted, because I ordered some more of that. I ordered a sweater quantity of this color. This is called Coastal, and it's a beautiful kind of a light blue, almost a gray, and it has some tweed. The tweed parts are a little bit brown, so it's a contrast in colors. Very beautiful. I ordered 10 balls of that. Now they're only 50 grams a piece, 123 yards on the ball, and they are made from 55% merino wool, 25% superfine alpaca, and 20% Donegal tweed. So they're very beautiful. I really like this color, so I ordered a sweater quantity of that. That should be enough to make a sweater. That's over 1,000 yards, so that should be okay. And I also, in the romance color, which I had ordered one ball of this a while back, I ordered a sweater quantity of that as well to go along to make a couple of sweaters out of the city tweed, because I really like those. And I also have a couple of other sweater quantities, and those can also be crocheted or knitted next year. I don't have to hurry into that, but I wanted to get those. I just think they're beautiful, and I love to have them in my stash, so there would be an inspiration to make a sweater when I get ready. Now, progress on a couple of projects that I was working on last time. This is the new pattern. I think I'm going to write a pattern for this one because it has some different design elements to it. But it's a 3/4 length bell sleeve sweater. You can wear a sweater under it, and hopefully I can get away with a tank under it in the springtime. I think that would be nice. But this is crocheted with 2 strands of beautiful yew. See, I'm holding 2 strands together to make this. Now I'm through with the back. I'm working on the front now, and this is how far I have proceeded on the front. I have probably about 6 or 8 inches of that. Now I ran out of yarn, and I had 1 ball of yarn left. And what I did at the very beginning of this project was I was pulling from the end of the ball and also from around the ball. And that was working great. I went through a whole ball of beautiful yew like that, and it worked perfectly. And when I ran out of that, then I used 2 balls pulling from the inside of each ball. And that worked beautifully too. And that's where I am now. I've used 3 balls. Now when I went to use my 4th ball, I dug around in the inside of that ball forever trying to find the end of the yarn, and it just was not going to happen. And I tugged on it so much that I pulled out a large chunk from the inside. You know how that is if you ever try to pull the end of the yarn from the middle of the ball. And I did. I pulled a huge chunk out of the middle of the beautiful yew yarn. And so I decided I would roll that up. So I balled it up into a little ball. And then I was pulling from the outside and using that ball, and it got so twisted. It took me a long time to roll that into a ball. It was tangled and it was a mess. And I spent probably 2 hours working on that, trying to get it onto a ball so that I could use it and continue crocheting on my project. Well, after I had that balled up and I was pulling from the outside for the other strand, it just became so tangled you would not believe it. I spent way too long on that. Now I've already ordered 2 extra balls of Zinfandel, which is the color of this. I had thought that I might run out, and I was correct. I don't think 1 ball would have finished this second piece that I'm working on, so because I'm holding it double, and that does use up a lot of yarn. So I ordered 2 more balls of yarn the other day, and they should be here before long. So I'm putting this in timeout. I'm not going to use that other ball unless I absolutely have to. And then I will probably just pull it 1 strand at a time with another ball if I have to use it. But I was very frustrated with that last night, but that's okay. It happens sometimes. And I had already anticipated I would need more yarn, so I ordered more yarn, and I'm not going to worry about this right now. I'm putting that in timeout, and that's where it goes. I'm making that with the J-hook, by the way. Now, my second project that I'm making is from Rios Yarn, and this is the color Rosalinda, and I've already made a couple of items from this, and I already showed those to you last time, I believe. Now this is the front of the sweater, and as you know, the Archangel Sweater from which this pattern is taken, I really opened that neckline on the Archangel, and I decided I didn't want to do that on this one. So I curved it up a little quicker here, and then I went straight up. So as you can see, this side is finished. This is a finished edge of the neck, and you can see how it kind of comes up straight right there. It comes up straight around my neck, and I'll put a small trim on this and be done with it. And then I have the long sleeves in this one too. They're already crocheted into the fabric. So I have probably another 6 or 8 rows to go on this one, and I'll be finished with the front of the sweater. And then I'll start working on the back. This is Rios yarn, and here it is on the hank. This is by Malabrigo, and the color is Rosalinda. I showed this last week, but I'll quickly show that to you again. It is gorgeous. And what I like about it is that the colors blend so beautifully together. It's not stripy. They're just little pieces of color there, and the colors are very muted. They're pink and light purple, and they blend so beautifully together. I can't wait to wear this. I'm just really excited. It's so soft. So that is my second project that I'm working on now. My third project, and y'all have been asking about this, so I continued to make this till I finished the pieces. I have not sewn them together. This week I plan to finish this vest, and this is the vest that I'm making from Basic Stitch. This is by Lion Brand, and the color is Gold Heather. The color is Gold Heather. This is the front of the sweater. I'm making this, the ribs going this way on the front, and there's that, and then I will put an edging along the bottom of this, so it'll make it longer. The back, I already finished that, and this is, let me find it, here's the back. The back comes up like this. The armholes, now these will come from the back to the front, but they will come all the way around the underarm, and then I will sew on the fronts to that. And if all goes well, it should work out. I hope it does. It's something new for me. I'm excited about it. I'm going to write a pattern for it. Hopefully I can get that done this week. And again, my patterns are recipes, so all you really need are your measurements, and you can make any of my sweaters from your measurements, and they always fit because they're made from your measurements. And again, this is made with Gold Heather Basic Stitch, not sponsored. This is a beautiful, beautiful color. I really like it. As you can tell, I like kind of warm colors. And so that is my other project, my third project that I have in the works, but almost finished. All I have to do is sew it together and put the edging on it, and get that pattern out there for you so you can make one as well. Now that's made with a size 4 weight yarn. You can make it, of course, out of any size 4 weight yarn. The Basic Stitch works great. I would say jeans yarn would probably be really pretty in that vest. It stretches very, very well. It's not tight. I'm not making it very tight. So it should go well over a black turtleneck or a white turtleneck or something like that. If you made it out of a more standard color, like a blue jean color, you could wear it with all kinds of things. But I chose the Gold Heather because I had lots of it, and I had planned to make a sweater from it. So I'm really excited about those 3 projects. I'm excited about. I can't wait till my new beautiful U comes in, and I can continue working on that sweater as well. This is made out of acrylic. This is made from merino wool, and the gold is also an acrylic yarn. Now on to what I'm wearing. I usually do this at the beginning of my show, but I thought I would jump in here now with what I'm wearing segment, and this is the Friday Cardi that I made last year. It is a chartreuse and black. Of course, you'd probably want to make different colors. Chartreuse is not for everyone. I realize that, but I love chartreuse. One of my favorite colors. I don't use it all that much, but I used it to make this Friday Cardi because one of my subscribers had sent me this yarn, and she knew I liked chartreuse, and so she sent me a whole lot of this yarn, and I decided to make a cardigan from it. So I edged it with some black acrylic. I think it was Red Heart or another brand that I had for the edging around the front and the neck and the sleeves and the bottom. So all that is edged with a black. And let me stand up and show this to you. This is my Friday Cardi, one of the only cardigans I've ever really written a pattern for. But I like this. I made another one as well, and I'll show that to you sometime. This is the first one that I made, and I really like it. I know that the edging along here, I had some comments that people didn't like that, and what you would do is just single crochet along here first and then add the black trim to the sweater. You don't have to put it right onto the sweater, but I did that because I just wanted to go ahead and finish it, and I kind of like the way it looks. I like that little bit of edging on there. It's not perfect, but it's, you know, interesting to look at. So you can have it either way. But this is my Friday Cardi. This is written last year. It's on my Etsy shop. You can try it out. It's made to your specifications, so it fits everybody and anybody. And I have seen some of these on my Facebook group. I think I saw them actually last year when I first put the pattern out there on Etsy, but several people made it and it looked really pretty. They did a really nice job on it, and I like it because it doesn't have any buttons or buttonholes. It just falls straight down in the front, and it's very easy to wear, and it's warm. I'm really warm in this, so what would be best is to make it out of some wool. If you're not allergic to wool, make it out of wool, and it would be a very warm cardigan to wear over a turtleneck or even just a t-shirt or something like that. So that is what I'm wearing today. Last week I talked about Vlogmas and how there were so many channels that were putting out a video every single day. That is a really difficult project, and I did not jump in there and do it this year. Maybe next year. I don't know what I'm going to do, but I was watching several Vlogmases, and one was called Crafternoon Treats, and this is a nice lady from England named Catherine, and a lot of y'all might watch her. Her show again is Crafternoon Treats, and I'll put a link to it down in the description box. She did a really nice Vlogmas this year, and I enjoyed that as well. I named some others last week, and I didn't want to leave Catherine out, so that is another one that I try to catch as well. Now, moving on to the giveaway this week. I'm excited. Whoever wins this week is going to win 3 skeins of Karen Simply Soft in this beautiful red color. This is called Autumn Red. It's actually quite gorgeous. I really, really like it. It's a blue red, very beautiful, and 3 skeins. On each skein is 315 yards, so you have 945 yards of each color. There is a black and the autumn red, so those 2 colors, you can combine those together, or you can make something out of each one, or save the black as something to use when you need black, because sometimes you just need a black trim and you would have this in your stash. So 3 skeins of each one of these goes to the winner this week. So let's turn the camera to the computer and find out who wins those 6 skeins of yarn. Here we are at the computer. This is the URL from last Monday. This is the color red, which was the keyword. R-E-D was the keyword. So let's see how many people signed up to be in the giveaway and actually remembered to put the word red in their comment. All right, that's 337. Thank you for participating. Okay, let's go down here and watch the pictures go by as we find out who wins the 6 skeins of yarn. Look at all those pictures going by. Cynthia Naven. Cynthia. And she says, tried to make a red sweater one time. Okay, so Cynthia Naven is the winner of the 6 skeins of Karen Simply Soft yarn. Congratulations, Cynthia. Send me your mailing address and I will get that to you right away. So congratulations to Cynthia. This week, we are doing some more giveaways. And I said I was going to clean out my yarn, so I am doing just that. First winner next week will receive 5 and a portion of some Lorena Colorful. This is pink and green and purple and several shades of pink in that. Just gorgeous. I really love this, and I loved it so much that I made one of my scarves out of this. This is my Sunny Summer scarf, and I made this out of the Lorena Colorful yarn right there. I put the bobble edges on here. I put the, I wrote about the twisted fringe, and I always thought that was kind of a neat idea. I don't know where I saw that, but I included that in the pattern as well. So this has twisted fringe on it, a bobble edge, and it's just a window pane scarf. It's really for spring, and it's called the Sunny Summer Scarf, and here it is right here. It's on my Etsy shop, and you can find it out there. It's kind of a fun scarf to wear. It's very lightweight. That's why I liked making it out of the Lorena Colorful. So I wanted to show that to you. I dug around in my closet and found my spring scarf, so I wanted to show that. But one of the winners, now I'm going to have more than one winner this week. One of the winners will receive this ice yarn, and this is Lorena Colorful again. There are 4, 5, almost 6 skeins. I just used a little bit off of one of the skeins. So winner number 1 will receive the Lorena Colorful in the pink and purple color. Winner number 2 will receive 8 skeins of Sail Summer ice yarn in half cotton, half polyamide, blue and white. This is navy blue and white. It looks like a DK weight yarn, and there's quite a bit of it there. It's a whole package of that yarn. And then what I did was I bought this to make another America tank, and I never finished it. So I started it, and I've got it right here in this bag, and this bag will also go to this winner. This is a bag of 6 skeins of tape yarn, and it's beautiful red tape like that. This is ice yarn as well. And what I did was, if you can see right there, I did a swatch of this with the navy blue and white and the red tape. I did that together. So I'm going to send that right over to somebody that might want to do that with it, or they might want to do something else with it. But I was going to make an America tank out of that. The America tank's on my Etsy shop. It's a tank, you know, with full shoulder, a cap sleeve, and it's done in red, white, and blue. I bought this to make another one out of, and I kind of lost steam. So I'm going to send that to giveaway winner number 2. Now, in the mail, I have received so many crochet magazines. I have 2 or 3 of each one, so I'm going to start giving these away as well. I have duplicates, and I'm going to keep one for myself because that's why I ordered more than one, so that I could give one away and keep one. So this is the new crochet magazine for the springtime 2021, and a beautiful little top on the front there. My favorite baby sweater on the back. I really love that baby sweater. I didn't make one. There are a lot of really cool things in here, but I wanted to show you this because they made a big deal out of these crochet socks, and I'm not sure I'm ever going to do it, but there are some really good instructions in here, very descriptive instructions on how to make crochet socks. And Ron Strong is the designer. I've heard of this fellow. He's really good. His directions are very simple and plain. So I wanted to tell you that is in here. It's a big spread. It's probably 4 or 5 pages of how to make crochet socks. And so he uses sock yarn to make those, which is what you should be using. If you use anything bigger than that, I think they're too lumpy, but that's just my opinion. Another item that they have that I really liked is this top. And this top is made with DK weight yarn with an F hook. That's a little small for me, but it's a vintage pattern made in contemporary color yarn, and I really like that. It's beautifully done. I like that. The Splash of Spring tee is very pretty too. It's done with a very tiny hook. I don't understand all that, but that's just me. I like to finish things faster. There are a couple of shawls here that are very large. They're huge shawls, but you might like those kinds of shawls. That's great. And then there are 2 handbags. There's one here with little kind of retro flowers on it, and one over here which is just a plain bag. I really like that one as well. So that is in this particular issue. And then some baskets. You all know that I made that basket out of Making with Meaning book, and I really like the basket. So there are some really plain instructions in here to make these 3 sizes of baskets. So I really like that as well. Again, this is the spring issue 2021 of Crochet Magazine. This will go to winner number 3, next week. The key word for this week will be socks, S-O-C-K-S, because that is the focus of this magazine. It's huge, the spread that is given to Ron in here for these particular crocheted socks. Oh, I want to show you this as well. This is so cute. Now, if I had time to make it, I would, but this is an Afghan, and there's a chart in this book for this truck with the little flowers in it. It is so cute for an outdoor Afghan. Isn't that the cutest thing? I really like that. So that is called the Flower Truck Corner to Corner Blanket. The Flower Truck Corner to Corner Blanket. That's also in this issue. This issue is worth buying. I really like it. There are lots of things in here to make, and they're all quite wonderful. And the patterns are not terribly hard to make. I look through, usually try to look through the patterns to see how they're graded, and they're not usually very, very hard. Every now and then I'll see an intermediate pattern, and they're right, it is intermediate. But a beginner that is very adventurous could probably dive into one of these and be successful with it. So again, I want to show you that. This is, now I'm not sponsored or anything, but this is giveaway winner number 3 will receive the Crochet Magazine for Spring 2021. I just wanted to wish y'all a very, very Merry Christmastide and some reflections on 2020. It's been a difficult year for everybody. I totally get that. Maybe 2021 will be better. I so hope so. I hope it'll be a wonderful year for you and for your family. And it is what we make of it. I think a lot of it is in our attitude and how we feel about what's going on around us. If we just remain positive, I think that's one of the best things we can do. So I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to like this video. That is very, very helpful to me and also to YouTube to know who to send my videos to who might be interested in those. So if you would do that, I'd really appreciate it. You can also share it on Facebook. And don't forget to join the community. I send out free patterns. It doesn't cost anything to join the community. There's a link down in the description box below. And when you sign up, you'll receive a free pattern right off the bat. And then any other patterns, when I send those out, you will receive those as well. So be sure to join the community. Down in the description box, there's a link for you. So join me again next time when we find out what's on the hook.